G'day everybody, welcome to Distant Date Night live from Candelo in Australia. I'll give a few seconds for people to jump in. I'd like to introduce you to a fantastic artist, a beautiful songwriter, and I'd just be in love with with your voice. Blue Rose Code from Scotland. G'day.
Hi guys. How you
So
doing? You okay?
yeah, good. And so this is Ross, everybody. This is Ross,
Very
aka
pleased to
Blue
meet you.
Rose Code. um, we
I feel like
had
we're
a
we're we're, we're kind of in different vibes right now because you're in the kind of the end of the day, fairly you've been pretty productive and very busy today, and I've just got up and I'm feeling extremely chill. So maybe we can meet in
that's.
the middle. I think.
I think I want to hop into your morning chill vibe. That would be nice. I'm just going to pretend it's. I'm going to pretend it's morning, and I've got my cup of coffee, and the sun's coming in the window as I can see it is, um, and all the children are happy, and that's perfect.
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
I'm going to although it is quite nice at night time, obviously. I I'm gonna go play a song first, just to wait for everybody to hop in on the show, and talk to you soon.
Okay.
See
Looking
you
forward to
see you in a
hearing
second. All right. Here's just a gentle little thing. When you sit beside me, when you're leaning close, when you whisper softly, I should hold on more. Maybe life is simple, maybe life is long, but I am so lucky that you are my one. You're my daily angel, you're my closest friend, you're the sweet reminder for and where I've been, sitting by the dam and we're throwing stones. Darling, I'm so grateful that you are my own. Now the night is quiet, so you're leaning close. I can smell your skin like it is my own. As the moon is sinking, Milky Way above. Darling, I'm so grateful that you are my love. Honey, I am grateful for all of your love. Darling, I'm so grateful for all of your
I love that.
love.
I
Thank you.
love that.
So
You have such
I
a
like
great.
playing it because it's.
Go on.
Oh, I like if I need to settle my little heart down and hop into the space. That's a nice one to play.
Yeah, no, I can feel that kind of anchoring you, and you have such a great ear for melody, Melanie. I love your songs. Would you like me to play a little song?
Yeah, please. Yes, please.
So I wrote this song on the Dorset coast, the coastline down on the very southern point of England, and you couldn't really get much further away from Scotland, which I guess was the point at the time. And I had a love affair with Bournemouth in Dorset for a good few years, and whenever I would drive down that motorway from Edinburgh to Dorset, you would drive past this area in the Midlands that was just absolute, at the right time of day, it was absolutely full of red kites soaring through the air, and that inspired this song. Red kites fly across the dawn. Red kites fly across the dawn. And if I bite in every breath I take, I kiss the cold embrace when the morning comes. Red kites fly across the dawn. Red kites fly across the dawn. And with the sun rolling from the east, the lights are crashing wave when the morning comes. And to the place that I found a healing where my faith is strong, I will return. Look, see the man that I become. Look, see the man that I become. I was inveigled by a waking dream, and I've come to be the ghost that walks the promenade. And to that place that I found a healing where my faith is strong, I will return. And to that place that I found a healing where my spirit's gone, I hear the call. Every breath I hold, light me up and let me go. Oh, the love I know, light me up and let me go. Deep down in my soul I feel the moment more and more. And all I know is I don't know. To know. Red skies hark, I'll heed no warning. Red skies hark, I'll heed no warning. And like a rose, a tender thorn, I know each beauty must be born to die. And to that place that I found a healing where my faith is strong, I will return. And to that place that I found a healing where my spirit's gone, hear the call. Every breath I hold, light me up go. Oh, the love I know, light me up and let me go. And deep down in my soul I feel the moment more and more. And all I know is I don't know, and I don't want to. All I know is I don't know, and I don't want to. All I know is I don't know, and I don't want to know. Yeah, all I know is I don't want.
Woo! That's beautiful. That was a lovely adventure somewhere.
Yeah.
We've got a few.
I feel like I spent. Go on. There's a bit of a lag here, so you take a shot and then I'll take a shot.
Well, there's a few people joining in there who said hello, and I thought I'd just show you. Okay, good morning everybody, or good evening everybody. Nice to see you.
Their little faces on the screen.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. So I realised more and more how so many of my songs are about movement and searching, and yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what you're going to play and what they're about. What's your next song about?
Well, I was going with your the openness. So I dropped my guitar down to open E, so I can kind of continue on that journey. This one is called If We Can't Be Together. So, well, you know, written on a hard day, but it's funny, like I love playing it so much. I love playing it, you know, so how some songs you tuck away, but some songs just keep riding with you. And all the time I like playing this one. Anyway, cool. I'll go there now. See you in a second.
Okay.
We can't be together, it'll be very hard. I cried so much last night just thinking about what we miss out on. If we could only try and push on through another storm, do you think we'd find a beach somewhere to lay upon in the sun? With mornings full of kisses scattered everywhere, and we'd remember what it was like when we first met, before our silly heads tried to decide. Don't say it's too far gone to give another try. We've made mistakes which now are clear on the other side. We forgot that we were people, not just pawns of life. Paying bills is nothing compared with making the others smile. 'Cause we had fun, long forgotten evenings before we had a care. We both always wanted the other person there to show them all the wonders we'd found. And there was mornings full of kisses scattered everywhere, late for work but tumble out with tousled hair, wishing away the hours to come back home. we can't be together, it will be very hard. I cried so much last night just thinking about what made me sad. If we could only try and push on through another storm, do you think we'd find a beach somewhere to lay upon in the sun? With mornings full of kisses scattered everywhere, we'd remember what it was like when we first met, before our silly heads tried to decide.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. I love it. Are you there? Oh dear. Speak now if you can hear me, or forever hold your peace. I don't know if you can see me or hear me, but you are frozen at my end. Hello. Okay, Gavin's telling me that you can hear me. Can you also see me? I'm back, but is Melanie back? Okay, in that case, I'm gonna play a song while Melanie. So Melanie lives, for those that don't know, Melanie lives in Australia, in the middle of nowhere, as she says, and she's back. Woohoo!
Oh, you're a legend. And so did that keep working for everybody? That's so good. Oh,
So
cool.
I don't think they could see me, but I think they could hear me saying, "Oh, what's wrong? I don't know what's going on."
Ah,
Never mind.
well, so as you can see, it's completely dark here now because the power went out. So there's no light in my house anymore, but I did charge my computer up completely beforehand, and I also have, look at that, I've even got power on my phone. So yes, we're sitting in the dark, there's no power, but it's working. Woo!
Yeah, it's all happening.
Yeah, we're good. You can see me, you can just see a whisper of my face, you know.
So Melanie lives off grid, right? You live totally off grid, and
Yeah.
and all the power in your house is solar generated, right?
Yeah, and because the batteries are a little bit are playing up at the moment, so they keep going off at, like as you can see, the power's just run out at like 8 o'clock at night. So and you have to wait till about 8 in the morning for the power to come back on again. So we got candles, which I'm not going to be bothered. You can see me. You can see my face, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got candles, and we've got we've got books. Everything is good.
A flushing toilet.
No flushing toilet. We've got like you wanted to know, we've got a composting toilet. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for holding that for me. That's awesome. Thank you. Go. What do you want to play? Tell me about something.
Oh gosh, yeah. I'm just thinking about your toilet. I'm afraid now, and what a bold life that is. That's yeah. I think I'm too delicate for that stuff. My partner keeps wanting me to go camping. I'm not even brave enough to go camping, let alone live without power in a flushing toilet.
It's very fancy. Actually, the best thing about it is that nobody can send you a bill, which is like, I mean, really, how good is it? Because if you run out of power, if you run out of gas, you just have to go buy a bottle. But if you haven't got any money, you just go light a fire. So, it's sort of, the water comes from the sky. You just wait. You just look after it and try not to use too much. And I don't know, it's kind of nice to not have a consistent bill for things. You just have to learn to be good with it.
True. I have tremendous admiration for you. I think you're perhaps a bit more robust than I am. I'm going to play a song called Love a Little.
Wonderful.
There's a corner of a lily in my garden, and I feel it shining through from another time of year, and it makes me feel so glad my heart's still beating. You know I got you near, you know I got you near, you know I got you, babe. I wanna thank you for giving me the chance to love again. And the older that I go, I know that it's in my gift. If I choose to walk on the bright side of the road, and I know sometimes I still can't find me the light of day, it's only gonna be my faith, only gonna be my faith, only gonna be my faith that'll keep me clean and sober for another day. I know that there are dark days when the weight is on your shoulder. Love a little harder, love a little harder. Don't you give in or hold me in the dark nights when your fears, I know they run you. Oh, love a little harder, love a little harder. Don't you give in, oh babe. I wanna thank you for giving me the chance to love again. Sail a love song from the west, from Dublin to Liverpool. I know surefire redemptive verses from shore to shore to shore. God bless the angel Howard and the peace down in Waterloo. See what she can do, see what she can do, see what she can. Babe, I wanna thank you, babe, I wanna thank you. I know that there are dark days when the weight is on your shoulder. Oh, love a little harder, love a little harder. Don't you give me no hold me in the dark night when your fears, I know they run you. Oh, love a little harder, would you love a little harder? Don't you give me no hold me in the dark days when the weight is on your shoulder. Oh, love a little harder, would you love a little harder? Don't you give in or hold me in the dark nights when your fears, I know they run you. Oh, love a little harder, would you love a little harder? Don't you give in, oh, babe, I wanna thank you, babe, I wanna thank you. Oh, just give me that chance.
Woo! Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Ah, it's nice. I'm having a lovely time. Thanks, Ross.
So I'm interested in what you guys do out there. Do you homeschool your kids?
No, well, they're normally just at normal school, but we just went into that lockdown again, and so we are actually I am homeschooling them, and
Yeah.
they're behaving themselves in general. Ross managed to tune in just as I was saying to them, please turn off the internet. 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 Beforehand. And they've been really good girls, and they're actually doing their work, and we've been submitting it, but got to give them a little bit of a go. But this is my work time. I need to have my my gig time, and I need my internet.
I understand.
Yeah, they're so mostly just that's it for now. They know a normal school, and I live in a 1 acre block, and in a tiny town with 300 people, and they're all pretty nice. There's a lot of musos around, a lot of
I've seen some kind of beautiful photos, and I think I might have seen a couple of little phone videos as well. Some things you did a couple of months back. Is that within the town that you live?
Yeah. So I live on the outskirts, and it's a pretty astonishing valley. Actually, the song I'll play next is, actually I can hear the kids yelling upstairs, but I think it's okay. The song I'll do next is actually about the valley, and when I introduce it overseas, I always sort of introduce the ring of black mountains around the valley, and I'm in the roly-poly green hill bit, kind of like Ireland, that lovely. It's actually wombat land. Lots of wombats live here, and then it drops off down to the sea about 20 minutes that way. So
Amazing.
Actually, there's a mountain first, and then off it goes again. So this next song is called Tall Trees Arms, and I wrote it when I first moved down here, and I was just every day amazed at how beautiful the place was, and I was just imagining too what a fellow might have been writing, might have been thinking, who was sitting up the hill on his veranda. So I'll play the song. See you in a second.
Okay.
All right. Oh dear. I'm now in the dark, so I can't quite see my hang on one second, I'm just going to say something. Okay. Sorry everyone, I'm just kind of a little bit wonky today. I'm just going to check this tuning, because you don't want dodgy. Okay, that's good. Newspaper waiting game. It's been so long since I felt the scent of soft warm breath. I try to keep it warm. The garden slows, the kettle sighs. My heart wanders out the window, but it isn't free. Where long white clouds cover green fields, lonely valleys where the creeks trail, breathe the frosty air, catch dropping stars, be caught in mountain tops, tall trees are. Tucked her into bed, brushed her hair. She looked at me with those gray green eyes and left me there. My wife, my lover, for so many years. Now from my veranda I sit and watch her disappear. Well, long white clouds green foothills, lonely valleys where the creeks trail, breathe frosty air, catch dropping stars, be caught in mountain tops, in tall trees are. Take me with you, dear love of mine. I'll put on my suit and my coat, walk up the road. I'm going to walk till the last wind blows, to where the road forgets to wind, to where I know green foothills, lonely valleys where the creeks trail, breathe frosty air, catch dropping stars, be caught in mountain tops, tall trees are.
Rap.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we, Melanie and I are part of this global music match thing, which if you don't know about, you can look back on our feeds and find out. It's a kind of international collaboration between a variety of different nations, talented musicians, and part of the process initially was we were supposed to interview each other, and we got to interview everyone apart from each other, didn't we? So
Yeah.
yeah. I'd like to ask you some questions. I don't know anything really about.
Okay.
How long you've been doing it? You've done international, a lot of international work, haven't you? You've had some syncs, and it'd be great just to hear a bit about you, Melanie.
I don't know. I've been playing since I was a little person. So I think I was walking around singing, and Mum and Dad gave me a guitar at 5, and I learnt some Spanish and then some classical, and went to work in the supermarkets, but accidentally won a song competition. So I suddenly thought I could be a songwriter, and I moved to London.
Oh, did you?
So,
when were you living
yeah,
in
when I was like 20 something, I'd won, I'd written 2 songs and I won a comp, and I thought, oh, that's it, Off I went. And
which years were you living in London?
90, is it 90? I think it might have been 98, 99. So, were you there then?
No, I moved to London about 2001 and was there for almost 15 years. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Missed you by a whisper.
Yeah.
The fun thing of moving there was that thing of going to I had no idea at all. I'd come from the northern beaches. Like you didn't go out to watch gigs up there. People did who were older than me. They went to punk gigs and things like that. But it wasn't really kind of a cultural thing to go and watch music. I just played music and I loved it. So to get to London and have all those little open mics and to go and meet musicians and to write songs each week to contribute was just so insane. And I came back with 50 songs, so it definitely worked.
Wow. So were you part of a kind of a line of songwriters then? Were you part of a group of people that would write for other people? Or write for yourself?
Oh, you mean I didn't say it again. I
So
missed that bit.
did you move to kind of work with other songwriters? Is that why you moved to London?
Well, I know, everything about music was in my imagination. It was a whole rock star kind of thing. I didn't know. I knew about rock bands, and I knew that you got to go and look for your thing. So I knew that London was the place where you could, maybe sign to a record label or I had no idea. I was just a kid, and it seemed. Yeah, and I'm really inspired by such a variety of music. So from full pop to dance music to all of the singer-songwriters I grew up with. So it seemed like the place to go, and to travel around England and to be inspired by that landscape. And I decided to definitely not hang out with Australians. I ended up moving into a flat with a crazy Irish lady. She actually was properly crazy. She was, and then she was pregnant. She kicked me out one night. And I hopped on a bicycle and rode to the other side of London and found a little room over there, far, far away from this lady. So, yeah, I did that. And then, just then came back to Australia really enlightened because, it's such a massive thing to go to the other side of the world and put music out. Yeah, and then just been doing it since then, really. So, yeah, been made about 10 albums so far, I think. Some of them are collabs, but
Yeah.
But like you said about 2001 on, like that sort of coming back to Sydney and creating the sort of scene in Sydney of acoustic music, that I imagine it's the same there, like the acoustic songwritery thing sort of then boiled up again, and we had a really cracker scene in Sydney.
Yeah.
Then I had babies and moved to the bush.
Chat to people about that before. People like, I guess first David Gray and then Damien Rice, and then it was people like Ray LaMontagne and Iron and Wine. They just burst the doors open for people, because prior to that it was rock bands and Radiohead and Oasis and people like that, and it just reintroduced the idea of a guy or a woman and their guitar, and yeah, I guess I was part of that London acoustic scene for a while. I guess it's my only real experience of being part of a scene. There's a great music scene in Glasgow, and I've been kind of on the edges of that, but yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Did you ever play the Spice of Life open mic down there? And there was one.
I probably did. I went looking, in my time out to find it.
Yeah, man. Time out used to be a thing. That's right.
Yeah. Like you go trawling for it for all these places, and I do remember turning up at one once, and I had my I've got my nylon guitar, and I had a rainbow guitar strap, and there were all these guys in there, and they were all songwriters, and they were all really cool, and they were laughing at me. I could tell, when people are laughing at you in advance, and before I'd even got up to play yet, sort of a bit like Here We Go or whatever that was. So then I got up to play, and I sang my songs, and I got off, and these guys came up and they apologised to me. They just thought that because I had a rainbow strap and a nylon guitar that I was going to sing like hippie folk songs. Actually, I love hippie folk songs. But it was like they just had this assumption of like the old strum and wail, and they were being negative. But yeah.
We're living in different times now, thankfully.
Yeah. Actually, if you think of it now, go on.
Go on.
No.
Okay. Shall I play another song?
Yeah, go forth. And then I have to ask you questions, or you can tell me all about that too. What you've been doing, how you come about. Why are you called Blue Rose Code?
I'll tell you about that.
Okay.
Actually, this is a good answer to the question, what have I been doing? I realised, when I was a teenager, I really, for such a long time in my life, I've been trying to understand, why I'm here and what it's about, and trying to kind of define and discover a purpose for myself, and even as a kid, I would have the I Ching and the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and I was just interested in matters spiritual. And I remember being up like really far north. Oh, it's not so far north, I guess, as compared to you, on the Isle of Lewis, and all we had was a radio, and we got this kind of embarrassing alt-right figure here called George Galloway, who at the time was presenting a radio show, and he had this little-known man at the time, an evolutionary biologist named Richard Dawkins, on talking about his new book, The God Delusion, and I thought, this sounds really impressive. I'm really interested in what these guys are saying. It sounds very clever. And I bought the book, and I was kind of seduced by the charisma of a lot of it. But it never really, this kind of, I don't know, this active, overbearing atheism never really sat with me. And I think we live in a culture where it's okay to poke fun at people's religion and spiritual beliefs, and it makes me sad a bit, actually. And the truth is, I'm not really sure what I believe, but I know that I believe in us. I know that I believe in love, and it's embarrassing. I can feel myself getting embarrassed even saying that, but I think it's important that more people speak up for that, really. And that's what this is about. It's called Starlit.
Perfect.
We all have come from starlight. We all return to starlight. We all have come from starlight. We all return, in the springtime and the cold, the sun rushing through. I know there is a place my wandering soul will go. We all have come from starlight. We all return to starlight. We all have come from starlight. We all return, Leave the city in the dead of night, past the streets and the neon light. If you can look upward, whoa, you can see inside. My heart wide open with a rolling ocean. This world is not just what you see, it's what you feel. With a raw emotion and a soul devotion. This world is not just what you see, it's what you feel. The end, the world is just a place you want to make, the way we want our world to be. It's the way you want. Oh, it's the love. How can we say that you'll never know when this world is all so beautiful? A constellation, a crucible of faith and love and sex and hope. So don't tell me that you'll never know. Well, my heart wide open with a rolling ocean. This world is not just what you see, it's what you feel. With a raw emotion and a soul devotion. Well, this world is not just what you see, it's what you feel. And in the end, the world is just a place you wanna make. So do you know? In the end, the world is just a place you wanna make. The way you want your world to be. Oh, it's the love. It's the love. It's the love that's in our soul.
Woo!
It is the love that's in us all.
Geez, that's pretty, isn't it? Goodness gracious.
Oh, thank you. That line right at the end there comes from It's the Love That's in Us All. It comes from one of my favourite songs by a Scottish artist called John Martin, who sadly is no longer with us. And he's known as this very complicated character who was this kind of tornado of fury and a lullaby of beauty and verse. And I understand, I identify with the contradiction, the paradoxes that we live by. But I just think that if you want to know about John, you listen to his songs.
Cool. I'll go and have a listen after.
You should. John Martin.
John Martin.
I'll send you the link.
There was something of what you said earlier. That sort of, like you said, about the slightly embarrassing thing to say, but the thing that is true about it's all love. Or I remember I went a few years back to Paris because I wanted to discover the Parisian music scene, but I happened to be there at a very hard time, and they had the big manifestations in Paris, and I was thinking as I walked around at night that it was going to be frightening, that people would be angry and frightened and they would hide. But what was astonishing was, there's no other way on earth to describe the feeling that was in the city except for extreme love. That's it. That was it was just at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'd walk all night and just feel this thing through town. And I thought, what a place and what a community to look after each other so much after such aggression and things that they'd encountered. To just be able to hold that was, anyway. I could go on, but it was a bit of.
No, I really identify it, and that connection that you talk about, I think it's supernatural. I think it's beyond our five senses. That communion of feeling that we experience. I've said this before, but we experience at the theatre or at gigs, or when there's a great kind of coming together of people, something that exists outside our body, but that we can tune into. I think it's I don't have any problem identifying that as a power greater than me.
Yeah. What am I going to play now? Oh, you got to think. You might have to hold fort for a second while I have a think.
That's okay.
Let me think of where to go.
Well, I've heard a
Well,
song of yours
go
written
on.
in Paris, right? It was a relationship ending song. Was it written in Paris?
Oh, well, I suppose I could go to the one that I wrote during that time in Paris, which is one called Blue Butterfly. And I think you mean the one called Poetry. Oh no, I can't.
It was
Anyway,
written
this
in a
one.
hotel room, right, where a relationship was ending. Well, did I
Oh,
equate that with an experience in Paris?
Maybe it was Prince's Park Motel. That's in a hotel room.
Okay.
We could go there. I haven't played Prince's Park in a while.
It is in Paris.
Yeah. I should just play the Parisian one.
Okay.
I'm gonna play the Parisian one. We went there. We're gonna go there. We may as well hold it. So yeah, my friend Laurent, the night before recording. So I gathered up all these musicians anyway, and then the night before recording, my friend Laurent says, you write all these love songs, but what are you going to say about this? This is very important. We need to talk about it, and you need to write a song about it. And I was like, oh, I can't write political songs, but you do need to honor that. So funnily enough, this song came. I was thinking a lot about. I have a song called "I Learned How to Love from Love Songs," and it's talking about. Anyway, blah blah. It goes for a long. I could get really into this, but it does talk about life and death. And I suddenly went in this direction. It was just like a way of talking about the political, but also talking about the experiences. And the next morning when I turned up to the studio, all of the parts for the horns and the whistles and the double bass player, everything was there inside my head, and we just laid it down, and it was so just astonishing and relieving thing to do. So
it's the most special experience when a song comes all at once like that.
Yeah, and honours what he was talking about. I feel in my own way, I could talk about a political moment with a. Anyway, I'll sing the song. See you in a second. All right, capo. My guitar. I'm sorry, it's just doing a little tiny bit. No one wants a disagreeable guitar, right? Okay. Oh, all you commenters are quiet tonight. I know that you're not all on there, but I'm used to some heckling. I love my blue butterfly. He walks the streets with me at night. He speaks about the revolution. Blue eyes brightly determined. We find music in small corners, tattooed arms and graffitied words. We stamp the pavement with umbrellas, gathering men to sing a chorus. Stop under streetlights to kiss him, but there's so much he needs to tell me. See that it's just been broken, opens wounds that must be spoken. So we'll meet the early morning people, work to keep the streets clean. We shout that there is always love, protest song above the traffic. more is softened with a whisper, the gentle song that falls to sleep. Thank you.
How long were you in Paris for?
So that time I went for a month because, and normally all the tours are done before. I'd taken my daughters with me, and they were like 2 and 4, and then from 2 and 4 for about 3 years I took them with me. But I discovered that if you want to infiltrate the Parisian music scene, you need to go once on your own. So I went on my own. Hence why I was walking at 6 a.m. quite jollily through the streets, and just such a brilliant thing, hanging out with musos to silly hours. It's great.
It's a really special place, Paris. It's really when I was like 17, 18, my friend and I were absolutely in love with kind of 60s and 70s rock, and particularly Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd were my band growing up, and we'd read this. I was obsessive about them, and I'd read a lot of kind of biographies, and we'd read that Syd Barrett and Dave Gilmour, prior to Pink Floyd, as young men, had gone busking around France and around the continent. So we decided that's what we were going to do, and we set off with a little bit of money and a couple of guitars, and we'd planned to finish up in. We'd planned to start in Paris and go down to Saint-Tropez and to finish up in Amsterdam, and we were going to take 2 or 3 months depending on how the busking went, and we flew away to Paris with nowhere to stay actually on the first night, and we flew to Paris, and we oh god, I remember being so callow. We turned up at the Eiffel Tower, and we felt that it was just scaffolding, and then we wanted to go to the Arch de Triomphe, and it was just a roundabout. And we thought, we need to just we're going to have a pint. We'll grab something to eat, and then we'll go and find a hostel to stay in. And it got later and later, and we're sat having a pint, and we're getting a little bit cranky with each other, and we go find somewhere to stay. In the end, we couldn't find anywhere to stay at all. So we're like 17, 18, like terrified young men on the streets of Paris. I have no idea where we were in Paris, but it wasn't a particularly nice place. And we ended up sleeping on the subway. I say sleeping, I must have got 45 minutes, whereas I think my mate just kind of rocked back and forth on the steps with his penknife. So we got up in the morning. Now at this point, my friend had assured me that he could speak French, but all he could say was poisson rouge, which is goldfish, which is not helpful, and we don't speak French. Do you know how to speak English? Which is not popular in Paris. It's not a popular thing. So we're absolutely exhausted. So we're like, look, we don't like Paris. Paris doesn't like us. Believe it, we're not even 24 hours in our journey here. We're like, we just got to go. So we went to the bus station. We got on a bus to Saint-Tropez, and we fell asleep on the bus. And we sort of came to, startled, and realised that we'd gone way past where we were supposed to go. So we got off at the next stop. And when we got off at the next stop, it was this little village, and we went to tourist information, and it was closed. And then we went to 2 or 3 hotels, and we couldn't find anywhere to stay. And we finally turned up at this beautiful hotel with palm trees, and this woman came out like a vision of an angel in kind of white you know, just almost like in a kind of masseuse uniform, this white shirt and trousers, and she was a vision of forgiveness, and so we walked in, and it turned out we'd only gone 2/3 of the journey to Saint-Tropez actually. So she booked us in. She gratefully took our passports and our credit cards, and we went upstairs sharing a bedroom, and I fell asleep, and I woke up and came downstairs to this really grand dining room to find my mate tucking into a 7-course dinner, which gives you an indication of how expensive the place was, and we had no idea at all. So we stayed there, and we realised that it was going to cost us pretty much the rest of our money to stay in this hotel. No one was interested in our music at all, and we came home the next day. We flew back. We flew back. So we'd been away from Scotland for 48 hours. 48 hours. That was our French adventure. And when I got back to Scotland, I remember we got back. We flew to Birmingham and then to Glasgow because they didn't have a flight back to Edinburgh. And by the time we got to Glasgow, we didn't have enough money to get the bus fare back to Edinburgh. And I just looked. I asked my mum at the time, I think, to come and meet us at the other end with bus fares. And the bus driver just could see from my face that I was just crestfallen. And bless her, she let us on. And I kissed the ground when I got back to Scotland. But that was a sobering kind of trip full of humility. But I've since been back to Paris, and I think it's magical. And it turns out they're very friendly people. But yeah, all over Paris, all over France, they don't like the Parisians. They're supposed to be grumpy and surly and not very friendly. But I think I'm just a city kid. I've always found them to be very friendly whenever I've gone back. I've always loved
Yeah, I think that they're beautiful. I think, if you're in a tourist shop, they're a bit grumpy, but wouldn't you? Everybody would be really. But I just found the French like the most familial, welcoming. Awesome. What a great story! Oh my gosh.
I agree with you. I think they're wonderful people. A proud history of republicanism and philosophy, and everything about France I like. Okay, I'm gonna play you a song. Ooh. I'm gonna play a song on my whirly. Piano is not my first instrument. And you talked about a song coming all at once. This song came all at once, and I had moved to Bournemouth, as I said to you. I'd moved. I got a rehab down there. Our relationship had ended, and I was kind of at ground zero. I'd spent the year writing an album really to save my life and to get myself back together, and we were kind of putting the finishing touches. We had this beautiful gospel quartet coming in, the McCreary sisters. They were coming in. It was my last recording day, and I drove up to Scotland and I was exhausted, and I walked into the studio, and I'd just been reflecting on that 9-hour drive, how far my life had come in that year, and how grateful I was for the people in my life and for my health, and the song just kind of fell out of me on the piano. So that's what this is about. It's called Grateful. When I wake in the morning now, I try to be thankful. You know that I almost died. You know that I almost died from a fire that's in my blood. Now I long to be peaceful, 'cause I was burning up endlessly. I've been burning up endlessly. And and I'll never be cool. Oh, I'll never be good looking, and I'll never be rich, I know. But Lord, I am grateful. Unfold in my eager arms, darling, and I will lay you down easy. And I want just to know your touch, but I want just to know your love. 'Cause your eyes are as black as night, a smile shining on like a galaxy. And you know I will treat you right if only you let me. Oh, and I'll never be cool. Oh, I'll never be good looking, and I'll never be rich, I know. But Lord, I am grateful. 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 And I'll never be cool, no. Lord, but I'll never be good looking. Oh, but I'll never be rich, I know. Lord, I am grateful. Lord, I am grateful.
Woo! That's a beauty. What a beautiful, nice. Yes, lovely. It made me think. I wanted to sing harmonies with you on that one. Actually, on a few of them, I've been singing along in my mind. So, anyway,
Well, hopefully we'll get to meet
the
in the flesh. My agent is looking at an Australian tour and some of the festivals for, if not next year, then the year after. So it'd be great to do that.
Yep, and I'm definitely coming there. I'll annoy you. Can annoy me, and I'll annoy you. Deal. Actually, really, I'll easily put a tour together for you. It'd be lovely. I'm just going to check on the comments. There's a few people who tuned in from different places. We've got some Lancashire over here, and then we've got Kayleen in the Mornington Peninsula. So, yeah, we can all look at the comments later and write back to you. I'm thinking, but Blue is too quiet. So you're being. I need to turn you up a tiny bit apparently. So I'll keep an eye on that. There you go. What was funny before was I said to everybody you didn't heckle, that they didn't heckle us much, and I accidentally sparked an array of comments on the right here, and so I was in the middle of the song and I was thinking, oh, they're a bit quiet, and next thing you know, blah, 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 and my eye read a comment while I was trying to sing, and that's why I forgot the lyric, because it was all going off. So okay, you can all behave yourself in the gaps, in the songs, and then talk in the gaps. That's perfectly fine. I might play this song. David Ryan's in hard lockdown in Parramatta area, so to our mates in those areas. You know, I'll sing a song for you in a second. What's the last? It's the last song, so I thought I should do that Prince's Park one that you mentioned before, the sort of sad one in the hotel room. Although it's not, following the lyric of Grateful, I should have gone somewhere else, but that's where I am. So, I'll sing and I'll talk to you in a second.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Sweet, safe idleness, I lay on the bed all day. Prince's Park Motel. Oh, my head will go away. Last night by the road, crying softly for myself. Poor heart grazed its wing, wished it could hold someone else. Love is so irrational. Maybe it's not natural. Oh, heroes aren't what they seem. Truth is, they don't always win. Romantica cafe, dripping tears on tiled floor. Television DJ singing, that's what friends are for. Melbourne, you were sweet to me. I can't fault you, though I tried. Savior's ring, taxi cabs, angels give me rooms to hide. Love is so irrational. Maybe it's not natural. Oh, heroes aren't what they seem. Truth is, they don't always win. Sweet, safe idleness, I lay on the bathroom floor. Prince's Park Motel. Oh, my head will hurt no more. Oh, thank you. I realise now, I think I know which one you were mentioning before. It's a song that I never put out. It's sort of one that could be fiddled with, but that's my other hotel one. It's a. I was thinking we were talking. You're talking about sleeping on the side of the street and things like that. That was after a heart misadventure. I'd flown to Sydney. No, I'd driven to Sydney which is 500 kilometres. Then I'd flown to Melbourne with no car, and I'd gone out, and I'd done this purely to go and watch the gig of a cute songwriter, and then went to the after party. And then normally there's like somewhere you can sleep, like like someone's got a party. Normally there's an old couch or a veranda or something, and there was nowhere. And so I not only that, but I'd realised I'd sort of let my heart go a wandering. So I and wasn't very safe. I'd left myself in the middle of the streets and at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was going to sleep behind a cafe shelter. But luckily got rescued by beautiful things, and it made me the first song that came on the next morning on the TV in the hotel room was Dumb Things by Paul Kelly, and I laughed so hard that sometimes we do dumb things, but then we then probably create something fairly beautiful out of it after.
Yeah, I hear that. I identify that. What a lovely time. In fact, thank you for hosting me.
No worries, thank you.
I don't know how you usually wrap it up. Would you like me to finish with a song and then?
Yeah, we can. You can finish with a song, and then we'll say goodbye to everybody, and I'll actually see you after we sign out, so we can say another goodbye. But thanks everybody for listening, and go forth. What are you going to play for us?
I'm going to play a song from my first record called Whitechapel, really, which is about my love of London.
Perfect.
Watch the thread of light, trace the day, and all these shapes at play as they rise and fade. There's a cherry fall of night, oh, marigold and mandarin, and the bursting sunset slips between my busted dreams of sky. And I won't fear for every morning I have left, for every day that I'll draw breath. And while I still have love to give, would you let me be? As cold December blows inside, I was running like a child. I've been careless and fancy free, a city boy with senses numb. And now my Christmases come all at once, and this is where I'll start the renewal of my heart. And Whitechapel, oh, it marks the day, as sure as my pen marks the page. And I won't fear for every morning I have left, for every day that I'll draw breath. And while I still have all my love to give, would you let me be? As cold December blows inside of me, 'cause all this time I've been, all this time I've been, cold December blues inside of me. And all this time I've been, all this time I have been, cold December blows inside of me. For every morning I have left, for every day that I'll draw breath, and while I still have love to give, would you let me be? This cold December blows inside of me.
Woo! Thanks, Ross.
Thank you.
That's a beauty. Wow, pretty. All right, so we're all going to go and listen to your albums and buy your records, and I put the link above or to the side. I can't remember. To the to your record, to your website.
An Antipodean trade-off.
I'm perfectly happy with the swapped. lovely to have you, and thanks everybody for tuning in. And we'll write to your comments later. And are you?
Yeah. Brilliant.
And bye everybody.
Good night, Australia.
See you.
Have a good day, the UK.
Good night.